populations and samples. How would you work out the mean height of students in the sixth form? My target population here is the 2,800 students in the sixth form. But remember that populations are not restricted to people. Here are some examples. We could do a census which involves measuring the height of every single student, all 2,800, and then working out the average. It's accurate, but it's time-consuming and costly. I could make my decision and any prediction based on the population by taking a sample. This is called Inferential Statistics. I need a sampling frame, which is a list of all the members of the population, so a list of all names of the 2,800 students. The sample is a subset of the population. It's not as accurate as the census, however it's quicker and cheaper. Larger samples are more representative of the population and are desirable when you know your population has a lot of variation. We have to understand that different samples from the same population will give a slightly different picture of what's going on in the population. So we have sampling errors. So what methods can we use to take the sample? We could just take the first 20 students that we come across. This is called an opportunity sample or a convenience sample. We could take every 50th student in the population. We would need a list of all 2,800 student names. This is called a systematic sample. We could take a random sample of 30 students. Again, we would need a list of all of the student names, and this would be called a simple random sample. We could use a method based on proportion. So let's say there are 784 students who are 16 years old. So what percentage would that be? 784 out of 2,800. That's 28% of students are 16 years old. So if I was taking a sample of 200 students this time, how many 16-year-olds do I need? Well, I need the same proportion, so 28% of 200. So I need 56 students in that age group. I could then select those 56 students randomly, and that would lead to a stratified sample, or I could just pick any 56 students I like, so a convenience type of selection, and that leads to a quota sample. So these three sampling methods involve some kind of randomness in the selection process. Quota and opportunity sampling do not involve any kind of randomness. This is the sample mean. This is the sample standard deviation. These are called sample statistics. Any calculations that you make and you work something out using a sample, what you get are called sample statistics, and we use the Latin alphabet, so A, B, C, D up to Z, to represent those statistics. If we do a census, then what you're calculating are called population parameters. This is a population mean, a population standard deviation, the Greek letter mu and the Greek letter sigma, and we use Greek letters for population parameters. For practice, try these questions.